Welcome back to Heartbreak at Home. This week you chose The Secret Garden. And remember, you can influence the next screening, so keep an eye out for the poll on social media. As always, we are reliant and very, very thankful for your support. So if you can afford a small donation, then please go to our GoFundMe page, details or links below or above. Lastly, and very excitingly, we've been awarded a grant for a new project. But rather than explaining, here's a minute film. A bit like a prologue before the main feature. Have fun and enjoy Secret Garden. Thank you.
Here at Heartbreak, we love telling stories
Stories about adventure, mystery and friendships.
that we take round the UK and perform for you. Sadly, because of coronavirus, we can't do that.
What?
So, we thought this summer we'd turn things upside down and ask you to tell us a story.
What kind of story?
Well, we'd like you to imagine a story about an escape from lockdown. Send it to us, and then we'll choose 8 stories, and with your help, develop them into 5-minute films that will premiere online.
Don't like writing? Don't worry.
You can have someone video you telling your story.
You can paint or draw a picture or write a song.
We can't wait to see what you come up with.
Visit our website to see all the rules and submission guidelines on the Tell My Story page.
Have a super summer, and remember to stay creative.
And a very warm welcome to this year's Misselthwaite Horticultural Show! Woohoo! On behalf of the organising committee, I would like to thank you all for coming, and we hope you enjoy yourselves. Now, we've had some wonderful entries this year. A marrow shaped like a rugby ball, a parsnip shaped like a witch's hat, and a carrot shaped like
yes, thank you, Howard. I think we can leave that one to everyone's imaginations. Now, we have added a few new categories this year, including the oddest thing to find in your garden category. Although, nominating your husband, Mrs. Braithwaite, was a little bit naughty, wasn't it?
It was, Francis, but this year is a very special year for us.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's our 10th anniversary! And we are delighted to have with us today the 3 founding members, the trio who put Misselthwaite on the map. Hello!
Hello, everyone! Hello! Thank you so much for coming to this special evening. Dick and Colin and myself were just 18 when we started this wonderful show. It was Dickens' idea originally. He can make flowers and vegetables grow just by talking to them.
It was a garden that brought the 3 on us together in the first place, and we wanted to share our love of nature with other like-minded people. I taught Mary how to garden.
And even Colin's been known to lift a spade occasionally.
Yeah, if he's digging something up for dinner.
Excuse me, I planted some beautiful peonies last year.
Which grew into a lovely row of aspidistras.
Well, maybe I didn't actually read the packet.
Maybe not.
These 2, however, wonderful gardeners. Wonderful friends, too. They were the sunshine in my life that made me grow.
What a lovely thing to say.
Oh, it is, Francis, because the 3 of you go back further than 18 years, don't you?
That's right, Howard. We were just 12 when we first met. Oh, it's the most beautiful story I've ever heard.
You should write it all down.
She has.
Oh, well, yeah, I have written down all their adventures in a book, but I haven't shown it to anybody yet, so I don't know if it's any good.
If you wrote it, it'll be brilliant.
What's that you're holding, Howard?
I don't know. A friend gave it to me. I'm entering it in the most exotic vegetable category.
Well, it's called a gourd, Howard. It's from India. It's one of the first vegetables ever to have been grown there. One of its uses was as a container for water, which Hindus believe represents the elixir of life. Oh, and it's magic as well.
Magic? How, Dick? And how is that magic?
If you touch it, it opens up your imagination. You can fly above mountains and swim in the ocean. They say you can even travel back in time.
Oh, I'd love to travel back in time. Wouldn't you, Mary?
Why don't we try it? Or we could all go back in time and actually be there when your friendships began.
I don't know, Howard. Some of it wasn't very nice, you know.
Oh, but it'd be fun, wouldn't it? You know, back to the time when I was really pompous.
What, back to 3 minutes ago? Come on, Mary, let's do it.
Well, I suppose so. What do we have to do then?
Right, okay. Everybody put your hands on it, and you got to chant these special words. The magic is in me.
It's in every one of us.
The
magic is in me, it's in every one of us. The magic is in me, it's in every one of us. The magic is in me, it's in every one of us. The magic is in
not
me.
working, Dickon.
We need to chant louder, okay? Would you all get involved? Would you help us out with the chant? Yeah? Okay, so the chant is, the magic is in me, it's in every one of us. Right, we have a practice? 1, 2, 3. The magic is in me, it's in every one of us. Oh, that is perfect. Thank you so much. Right, so we'll all do it together, yeah? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
The magic is in me, it's in every one of us. The magic is in me, it's in every one of us. The magic is working, it's in every one of us. The magic is in me, it's in every one of us. The magic is in me, it's in every one of us. The magic is in me, it's in every one of us. There were once a little girl called Mary. Mary Lennox.
Mary was born in India. When Mary's mother found out she was pregnant with her, she was not at all happy. Mrs. Lennox was very beautiful and liked going to parties all the time.
Darling, how do I look?
A picture as ever, darling.
Let's go then.
Oh, don't you want to wait for the nanny?
Robert, the party starts in half an hour.
Oh, but what-
I am simply not being late.
But what about Mary?
What about Mary?
And so, Mary was left on her own. And that was the pattern of things to come. Mrs. Lennox never invited her friends back to the house because she never wanted them to see Mary. She was ashamed of her, you see. For unlike Mrs. Lennox, Mary wasn't at all beautiful. In fact, she was downright ugly.
Hey.
Sorry. Very occasionally, other children would try to make friends with her.
Hello, my name's Billy. What's yours?
Go away!
Right.
By the time she was 6, Mary had been through 8 private tutors.
Mary, did you get a chance to look at your history textbooks last night, as I asked you to?
No.
May I ask why?
No, you may not.
Mary, how can I be expected to teach you things when you'll not do as you're told?
I do not have to do what you tell me to do. You do what I tell you. You are employed by my mother and father. Therefore, you are beneath me.
When did the reign of the House of Saxe-Coburg commence?
I don't know and I don't care. You can take your boring history books and leave my house. Aya! Come here now! Yes, Miss Mary? Fetch me a glass of milk. But, Miss Mary, you've already had 3 glasses today. I didn't ask you to count them. I asked you to bring them to me. Now! Yes, Miss Mary.
Life continued as normal. Or it passed for normal. Then one day.
Hello? Hello? Someone? Anyone?
What is it, sir?
Everybody has to leave. Leave this house, leave the town.
But why, sir?
It's the cholera. It's killing everybody. Where's Mrs. Lennox?
She's, at a party, sir. But Mr. Lennox is in the bedroom. He's very unwell.
Stupid woman. I told her 2 weeks ago to get out.
But it was too late. The cholera had spread like wildfire, and there was no known cure. And within 4 days, everybody, including Mary's mother and father, were dead.
Aya! Where are you? I haven't had my tea. I didn't get my lunch either, or my breakfast. You are a daughter of pigs. I will have you whipped. Come here now. Do as I say. Hello? Is anyone here? Hello? I'm hungry.
You finished checking the gardens, Barney?
Yes, sir. All the outhouses too.
I don't think anyone has survived, you know.
No.
My name is Mary Lennox. This is my house. Why are you here?
My God, sir.
Hello, Mary. Are you all right, my dear?
No, I'm not. I have a headache and I'm very hungry. No one has fed me all day. Why didn't they come when I called?
Because, Mary, everyone got ill. Have you heard of cholera?
Yes, of course I have. It's very dangerous and people die from it.
That's right. Well, Everyone in your house caught it, and I'm ever so sorry, but all of them died, including your mother and father.
Oh, well, that explains it then.
Now, don't you worry, Mary. Everything will be all right. Barney and I will look after you. We'll take you back to the barracks and get you some food. Would you like that?
Yes, I would.
Of course, the army couldn't look after Mary, so she was sent to live with an English vicar who also lived in India. The vicar and his wife had lots of kids of their own.
What are you making?
None of your business.
Is it a garden?
I said none of your business.
Why don't you put them in a pile and make a rockery?
Go away! I don't want boys. Go away!
You think you're a grown-up? You think you're better than what we are?
It's better, not betterer.
How do you know?
Because I have private tutors.
Not now, you don't. Why don't you like us?
Because you're stupid and poor.
Mistress Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and marigolds all in a row. You're being sent home at the end of the week.
Good!
That's what I think too.
Where is home?
You don't even know where home is. We heard our mum and dad talking about it. You're going to live with a Mr. Archibald Craven.
I don't know him.
Of course you don't. You're a girl. He lives in a big, spooky, old house in the middle of nowhere. It's really scary there.
I don't believe you!
A few days later, Mary set sail for England. She were accompanied on the ship by an officer's wife, taking her children to boarding school. But when she got to London, the ship were docked. And Mary were met by Mrs. Medlock. Oh. Now, Mrs. Medlock is Mr. Archibald Craven's housekeeper. And she looked like, if she ever laughed, her face would crack open right down to the middle. Most of the ensuing train journey was spent in silence.
I was told your mother were very beautiful.
Yes, she was.
She didn't pass it on then.
Pardon?
Nothing!
You didn't want to come and get me, did you?
Happen I could have found better ways of passing the time.
You talk funny.
I speak Yorkshire.
Is that English?
Yes, of course it is.
Well, it doesn't sound like it.
I suppose I may as well tell you something about where you're going to, if you can understand me, that is. Do you know anything of your uncle?
What uncle?
Your mother and father never mentioned him.
No.
Well now, your father were Mr. Craven's wife's brother, and your father made Mr. Craven, your uncle, your legal guardian if anything happened to your parents. So is it my accent, or are you just not interested?
I don't know him, so I don't care.
This is going to be an enjoyable journey. Well, whether you're interested or not, Mr. Craven lives in an enormous house, but it's not an happy house. It's very gloomy. He likes it that way. It's 600 years old and it's on the edge of the moor. And there's near 100 rooms in it, though most of them is locked up. So, do you like the sound of it?
It doesn't matter whether I like it or not.
Well, you're right there. You probably won't see anything of him anyway. He don't like people.
Doesn't he?
No, he stays away from them. And when you're in the house, don't go wandering and poking about. Mr. Craven won't have it.
What's some more? Is it like the sea?
No, nor is it like fields or mountains. It's just miles and miles of wild land that nothing grows on but heather and gorse.
So it's like the sea, but on land then?
No, it's actually quite a good way of putting it. Never thought on it like that before.
Missile Station!
We're here!
When they arrived at Missile Station, it was dark. There followed a ride across the moor to Misselthwaite Manor. And although Mary couldn't see anything, they could only hear the wind whispering and shouting. She could feel the cold, vast, empty strangeness of the moor. and every so often, a little shiver would run down her spine. She was put to bed that night, and the next morning awakened by Martha, the young housemaid.
Girl? Well done, Miss Mary. I am most definitely a girl. What is that? Ask them all. Does that like it? No. It's because they're not used to it. But it looks dead big and bare to you. But our girls will like it in time. Do you? Oh, aye. It's not bare at all. It's covered in growing things and smells fair lovely in spring and summer when the gorse and the heather's in flower. Oh, and there's so much fresh air. And the sky seems to go on forever. And there's bees and skylarks humming and singing. No, I wouldn't live away from more for anything.
You're a funny servant. My servants in India would never speak to me like that. They would just say, yes, Miss Mary, or no, Miss Mary.
Well, that doesn't matter, because I'm not your servant.
Well, whose servant are you, and where's my servant?
You don't have one. I'm Mrs. Medlock's servant, and she's Mr. Craven's housekeeper. I'm just here to look after you for a bit, so you get used to the place.
Then you can start by dressing me.
You cannot dress yourself.
Why are you laughing? And what are you saying? I don't understand you foreigners. You talk like Mrs. Medlock, only more stupidly.
Oh, I forgot Mrs. Medlock said you wouldn't be able to understand me. I said, I can't believe you don't know how to dress yourself.
I never had to. My ayah always did it.
Well, then, 'tis high time you learned. Here's some of the clothes Mr. Craven's had put by for you. You try putting them on and I'll go get you breakfast.
Martha! What are you looking at? I've never had to dress myself before. My servants always did it. What's this then? What is it? What, does it go on your legs? No? Does it go on your arms? No. Does it go on your head? Does that look right? I don't know.
Oh, well, you've almost got it. Apart from the arms and the neck. Oh, come here. Arms. There you are. Now all you have to do is do the buttons up.
How?
Well, by putting them through the buttonholes. Buttonholes? No? I always felt the clue was in the word. Anyway, I'll do it for you. Where are your shoes? I must well put them on as well, otherwise they might end up on your head. There you are. Oh, there we go. Tricky button, this one. Good job you didn't do it. Right, here we go. Sit down, and I'll bring you breakfast. There you are. That's it. Ready?
What is this?
That's porridge.
I wouldn't feed this to the animals. Take it away from me and bring me some proper breakfast.
That is a proper breakfast.
How dare you speak to me like that? You are here to serve me, you daughter of pigs. I don't want your filthy breakfast. I don't want your maul. I don't want anything from you or this stinking place.
Hey now! Hey! Oh, you mustn't cry, miss. I know it's frightening being in a new place, and I didn't mean to vex you by making you dress yourself. Hey! Do stop crying now.
I don't know what to do.
Well, why don't you wrap up warm and go out and play? Might do you some good and maybe give you some stomach for dinner.
I don't want to go out.
Well, then you'll have to stay in.
If I do go out, who will come with me?
No one. Everyone's busy working. Why don't you go out and play by yourself? That's what other children do. Our Dickon goes out for hours and plays by himself up north. Although, he has got a wild pony, what's a friend of his. And he's got sheep, what comes when he calls. And right, he's got this bird, what'll eat right out of his hand.
Who is Dickon?
He's one of me brothers.
I'm going to go out.
Why? Well, if that goes round that way, you'll come to Kitchen Gardens. There's loads of flowers in summertime, but there's nothing blooming now. All right.
flowers in it. What's the point of a big house when hardly anyone lives there? What's the point in talking Yorkshire? Why not just speak proper English? Nothing makes any sense.
So, Mary left the house and she went round through the gardens at the back. Each of them had a large wall around them and a small door leading into them. Some of them had bushes and fruit trees and glass frames, but as it were winter, they were mostly just bare and empty. So Mary stood still and she tried to imagine what it might be like in spring and summer, when there would be flowers and fruit and lots of different colours. And then, just when she thought she'd seen all the gardens, she found another wall.
What is this place?
Ah, go! You made me jump! 'Tis one of the kitchen gardens. There's 3 altogether and an orchard.
I know. I've just walked through them. There are doors to all the gardens,
That's right.
apart from the one behind the wall here.
That's just a wall, not a garden.
I'm sure it's a garden. If I jump up, I can see the tops of some trees, and a little bird with a red breast flew on it and sang a song to me.
He sang a song to you?
Yes.
Well, I never. Where have you been? I ain't seen you all day. Have you been courting this early in the season?
Does he always come when you call him?
Aye, that he does. I've known him ever since he were a fledgling. He come out the nest in another garden, and when he first flew over wall, he was too weak to fly back, and we got friendly. And finally, he went back, the rest of the brood had gone, and he were lonely. So he came back to me.
What kind of a bird is he?
Doesn't thou know? He's a robin redbreast, and the friend is as curious as birds alive.
Hello, Robin Redbreast. My name is Mary, and I'm very lonely.
Are you the little girl from India?
Yes? What is your name?
Ben Weatherstaff. I'm lonely myself, except when he's with me. He's the only friend I've got.
I have no friends at all.
Thee and me are alike then. Neither of us are good looking. We're both as sour as we look. Oh, and we got the same nasty temper too.
Why is he doing that?
He's made up his mind to make friends with thee.
Would you be my friend? Would you?
Hey, he says you're a really nice lass. Underneath. He likes the way you spoke to him. You're like Dickon talks to wild animals on the moor.
Do you know Dickon?
Everyone knows Dickon. Humans, foxes, skylarks, everyone and anything.
He's flown back over the wall.
I reckon he's courting, making up to some fine lady rubbing among the rose trees.
Perhaps he lives in the garden behind the door.
I've told you, there's no garden. You have no business looking for one. You understand me?
You're lying to me. I walked right round it. There are 4 walls and no door.
Get you gone and go play somewhere else. I've no more time to spend chatting.
Oh, well, I never. She's running across the moor. And there's a wind blowing almost a gale. She'll hate it. Oh, look, she's having to lean right forward so as not to be blown backwards. I reckon she won't like that sharp cold feeling against her face. Can be really scary the way the moor seems so huge and unfriendly and seems to go on forever till it reaches the sky. Funny. She don't look scared though. You've been on to moor, haven't you?
Yes.
And? Were it as scary as you thought?
At first it was, but then I got used to it. I like running through the long grass and the way the heather brushed against my legs. It was like running along the edge of the sea.
Well, it's done you the world of good. You've got some colour back in your cheek and you don't look nearly as ill as you usually do.
Really?
Aye. I barely recognised you. Now, I've made you some supper, though I don't suppose you'll be wanting it.
Yes. Yes, I would.
Good. So it hasn't been such a bad day after all.
No. But I don't have anything to play with.
Oh, well, neither has any of my family. Just sticks and stones. My brothers and sisters make up games to keep themselves occupied.
What was that?
Just the wind howling through the trees. No, it does sometimes. I wouldn't worry.
How many are there in your family?
There's 12 of us in all. My father only makes 16 shillings a week, and my mother can barely make enough porridge to go around. I reckon if our Dickon or Phil could see what you're having now, probably faint.
How old is Dickon?
He's 12, though most folks think he's older because of his way with animals.
I think I'd like to meet Dickon, but he wouldn't like me. No one does.
Well, how does he like herself?
I've never thought of that before. I suppose I don't like myself at all.
Oh, there must be something you like about yourself.
No. You know the garden that has no door?
Well, would you hear that wind coming
Why
through the
won't anyone
trees?
talk
That's
about
blowing.
it to me?
Right, if you give me that, I'll just take it down.
Bring it
Ready
as
for
again.
you. No,
Can
no.
we put down there, down the
No,
hallway?
no, it's just the wind.
But it can't be.
It's just the wind, I tell you.
Now, I've got to go down to the scullery. Here's your pudding. Finish that and then go up to your bedroom. I've put your night clothes out.
Shall I go and have a look? Shall I? I might get in trouble. Shall I go anyway? Right, I'll go.
Where do you think you're going?
I heard crying.
You heard nothing of the sort. You'll stay in here and finish your tea or I'll box your ears. I warned you about going into places you weren't invited. The master ought to get you a governess, keep you under control. I have got enough to do.
Stupid woman. I know I heard crying. I know I did.
So, Mary began to get used to the house, and she was glad of Martha, and she missed her when she had her days off. She even began to enjoy walking in the garden.
Spring's coming. Can I smell it?
I can smell something nice and fresh. Don't.
That's the good rich earth. The sun's beginning to warm the bulbs under it, and soon you'll see the little green shoots poking out.
What will they be?
Crocuses, snowdrops, and daffodillies.
The Robin's come back. Do you think he remembers me?
Remembers thee? He remembers every single cabbage stub in garden, let alone people. And once more, he's determined to find out all about thee.
Which garden does he live in again?
The one behind the wall.
So there is a garden behind the wall.
I'm saying nothing. It is not my place.
I am the niece of Mr. Craven and I demand to be taken there.
No. Anyway, there's no way in. It's been locked up for 10 years and the key's been buried. No one goes in. No one.
But why?
I've said too much already. You get away from it and go play somewhere else. Do you hear?
Do you remember me? You do remember me. No one ever remembers me normally. I think you're the prettiest thing I've ever seen. I hope your garden is beautiful, but I don't see how it can be if no one's been in there for 10 years. If I could find a way in, I could try and make it beautiful for you again. I could plant flowers and pull all the weeds up. You're trying to tell me something. Should I nod my head? Yes, that was a stupid idea. There's something here. I should dig for something here. I can't see anything. Are you sure? Oh, wait a minute. There's something here. It looks like a ring. It's a key. Well, if there's a key, then there has to be a door. Help me, Robin, please.
Good morning, Miss Mary. What's that doing?
I was just, rearranging the ivy. It had got all tangled. Have you come back from seeing your family?
Oh, aye. And I was telling them all about you and how you used to live in India. Dickon's eyes near popped right out of his head. Mother said I must ask Mrs. Medlock if I could ask you to come over sometime and tell us some stories.
I could tell you about riding on elephants and about how the officers go and hunt tigers.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, Mother and I got you this.
What is it?
I don't know, I've ever seen a skipping rope before. Oh, I'll show you. Hold me out. There we are. It's for like when you're playing on your own. Ready? See? I used to be able to do like 500 of those, but I was a bit younger then. Here you are. Give it a go. There you go. Ready? Go. Very good. Well done. Oh dear. I think you could do
do with a bit of help, Miss Mary. Do you know anybody nice and friendly who might be able to help you?
Maybe them.
We could ask them. Why don't you ask them if they'll help you skip?
Would you help me?
Please.
Please?
Yeah. Oh, you would? Brilliant. Does anybody know how to skip and could help Miss
Yeah.
Mary? You there, would you like to come up? What's your name? Pardon? Katie. I'll give Katie a big clap when she comes up to the stage. That's what Katie said. Just come up this way. That's it. How old are you, Katie? 7. You're 7, so she's going to be an expert. Right. Will you show Miss Mary how to skip? There we are. That's it. I'll stand back just in case. There we go. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That's brilliant, Katie. Right. So you learn a lot from that, Miss Mary?
Yes.
Katie, have you got any advice you'd give Miss Mary for skipping? What's your best tip?
If you skip like this,
Yes.
you've got to try and get a rhythm. So you've got to like do this.
Right, so you've got to do that.
You've got to jump
There you are.
light.
Right, jump light. That's good advice for us.
I'll try.
Right, Katie, stand right back. This could be dangerous. Right, Miss Mary, how many do you think you can do?
10?
10? Katie, do you think she can do 10? Yeah. Boys and girls, do you think she can do 10 skips? Yeah. Will you help me count? I said, will you help me count? Yeah! Excellent. Ready, we'll start from 1. Ready, go! 1. 1, that was good. Here we are. Go on, Miss Mary. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really good. 9, 10. Brilliant. We give Miss Mary and Katie a big round of applause. So cool. Right. Brilliant, Miss Mary. That's it. Keep counting.
This must have cost you all your wages.
Oh, not quite all. I've still got some left.
Thank you.
That a funny little thing. That'd been our Elizabeth. You gotta give me a great big kiss.
Sorry.
That's all right. I know you're grateful.
Martha, do you know about flowers and bulbs and things?
Oh, no, I don't. Oh, but our Dickon knows everything there is.
It's just, I have a lot of spare time, and I get a shilling a week from my uncle. And if I could buy some seeds or tools or bulbs, I could ask for a little bit of one of the gardens.
Oh, if that wasn't one of the things Mother said. She said you need an outdoor interest. And what better way than to have some of this huge garden?
Your mother knows a lot about things, doesn't she?
She's got 12 little ones to bring up. She's got no choice.
Well, how would I be able to get hold of some tools and seeds?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, there's a shop in Thwaite what sells those kind of things. We could ask Dickon, and we could send him some money and a letter, and he could get them for you. Canst thou print?
I can write.
Oh, Dickon can only read printing.
Okay, I'll print.
All right, take this down. My dear Dickon, I hope this finds you as well as it leaves me at present. Miss Mary has lots of money, and she'd like you to go to the shop in Thwaite and buy her some flowers and garden tools and things for making a flower bed. Please pick the prettiest ones, but easy to grow, because she's never done it before, and she grew up in India. There are elephants there, but elephants aren't very good at gardening. Please give my love to Mother and all the rest. Your loving sister, Martha Phoebe Selby. Right, I'll get it off to Dickon.
Well, how would I be able to get hold of the things?
Oh, he'll bring them to you.
So I'll get to meet Dickon.
Aye. That's brought a bit of colour to your cheeks. Anyway, I must go and put the kettle on for Mrs. Medlock. She'll be parched by now. Don't forget your uncle wants to see you.
Bye, Martha.
Bye, Miss Mary.
Well, then please help. It's got to be here somewhere. Does anyone know where the door is? I can't find it. No. Robin, where have you gone? This is just another part of the wall. There's not a door here. Should I look under the ivy? It's here! Now to try the key. It's working. It's turning. It's a secret garden. I'm the first person to come in here for 10 years. It's like a fairy tale place. I do hope everything isn't dead. That would be awful. I'm sure those roses are dead, but some of the other things. Oh, I don't know. I wish I knew about gardening. But do you know, Robin? This is your home. Nobody's been in here for so long. Look, weeds. We must get rid of the weeds so that the flowers can grow.
And so, a week went by, and Mary visited the garden every day, making sure no one were looking. And as the sun shone, Mary got so involved in what she were doing that hours would go by without her even noticing.
Gosh, I'm tired. That's enough for one day.
Where have you been?
I've been out on the moor. It's such a lovely day. I thought I'd go skipping up there.
I see. How long you been here now?
About a month, I think. Why?
I was beginning to do Misselthwaite credit. I was a bit fatter than I once were, and not as yellow. I looked like a plucked crow when I first arrived. I thought to myself, I've never seen such an ugly, sour-faced wench.
You're not very diplomatic, are you?
Don't believe in it. Diplomacy is lying for posh people.
If you had a garden of your own, what would you plant in it?
Cabbages, taters, onions.
Yes, but a flower garden.
Sweet-smelling things, but mostly roses.
Do roses die when you don't look after them?
Some of them do, some of them don't. They look dead, but when spring comes, you can see the green shoots poking out. If you look hard enough. Why are you so interested in gardening all of a sudden?
I thought I'd like to take a little bit of land and have it as my garden so I can grow flowers.
You? Gardening?
Yes?
Well, I never.
Do you know, for a second then I thought you were actually going to smile.
Smile?
Yes, smile. Would you like me to get you a dictionary?
What does thou mean by that?
I'm not very diplomatic either.
Thou cheeky little wench.
I wonder if that's the first time he's smiled.
So you talk to animals as well then?
Oh!
Hey! Don't walk too fast, you'll startle a rabbit.
Is he your pet?
Hey, he's wild.
How come he's letting you stroke him?
A rabbit's a rabbit. Every living thing likes to be hugged occasionally.
What's that?
Oh, it's like a flute.
Can you play that?
Aye?
Or would you play something for me? For the rabbit?
Aye. And sometimes, you know those butterflies you got? They come out when I play, don't they?
That's really beautiful. Who wrote that?
No one. I just made it up, Miss Mary.
How do you know who I am?
Be a fit description.
And I know you're Dickon.
Oh. Then we're both psychic.
Psychic? Did you get my letter?
Aye, that's why I come. I've got thy tools and seeds, and the woman in the shop threw in a packet of white poppy for free. Look at these. Mignonettes, the sweetest smelling thing as grows, and they'll grow wherever you cast them. Same as poppies. Thou just has to whistle to them. Yeah, your friend agrees.
Do you really think he likes me?
Well, he must do. He's talking to you, and he understands what you're saying to him.
Do you understand everything the birds and animals say?
I think I do. I've lived with them on Moor for so long. I've watched them start to fledge and begin to fly and learn to sing. And sometimes I think I must be a bird or a rabbit or a squirrel instead of a human. Now, if you show me a garden, I'll plant these seeds myself for you. Well, Dad's got a bit of garden, hasn't that?
Can you keep a secret if I told you one? You see, I don't understand boys, and it's a very great secret. It's the only thing I have.
Well, I keep secrets all the time. If I didn't keep them about newborn fox cubs and fledglings from t'other lads who've been out left living on Moor.
I've stolen a garden. It isn't mine, but it isn't anybody else's either. No one has even been in there for 10 years. They just let it die. Everything might be dead, but if it is, I'll just plant new things. Nobody has any right to take it away from me. They don't. They let it die. I suppose you think I'm a bit silly.
No, I think it's right beautiful. Thou should love a garden. Well, shalt thou show it me then, or am I to guess what it's like?
Yes. Yes, I will show you. This is my secret garden.
It's like a different world. It's like walking into an awake dream. I never thought I'd see this place.
You knew about it.
Yes! We mustn't talk as loud or someone will hear. Aye, our Martha told us though no one will allowed in here.
Apart from the robin, he lives here. Are those roses dead?
Yeah, it's all dead wood, see? It's all dried out. Yeah, and here, it's all grey and flaky.
Oh dear, I was so hoping.
Hang on! This one's alive. See that one? I've cut it open. There's green sapwood inside.
And that means it's alive.
Aye. And this one's wick too.
Oh, hurrah, hurrah! What does wick mean?
A wick means alive or lively.
You're wick, and you're wick, and we're going to make you wick, and you, and you're going to be wick, and everything's wick!
Aye, especially thy mouth.
Oh, I forgot. I'm a little bit excited.
I spotted that. You know, so much can be done here. And by look on it, someone's already started.
Oh, that was me. I was so worried because all the tough grass was smothering the little shoots.
I thought thou knew naught about gardening. Well, that knows a lot.
Well, I wanted to try. I used to be ill, and I was very thin and tired. But now I'm getting fatter and fitter.
And louder.
Dickon, do you think this garden could be beautiful again?
Aye, it could look wonderful. And you know, this is really strange, but it seems as though someone's already been inside here. Look like these branches look as though they've been pruned, and these other things aren't quite right.
But how can that be if the door's been locked and the key's been buried?
That I don't know.
Oh, I have to go. I thought I'd meet my uncle. Dickon, would you come back and help me with the garden?
Come back every day if thou likes.
Thank you.
Oh. Bye-bye, Miss Mary.
Bye-bye, Dickon.
Mary could barely contain her excitement now that she had an ally who also knew about this secret garden. But as she dashed back to the house, she began to be a little bit nervous about meeting her uncle. You see, this was the first time they'd ever met. There you are, where's that been? You only just got here in time.
I've seen Dickon.
Oh, aye, and how does that like him?
I think he's beautiful.
Well, he's the most loyal, generous, loving boy I've ever met, but I've never heard him called beautiful before. His nose is beautiful, and his mouth looks like a carrot what's been split open down middle. And his hair looks like an hedgehog.
Well, I think he's beautiful.
Well, good on you. And did he bring you all the plants and seeds you needed?
Yes.
Oh, well, and have you decided where you're going to plant them yet?
Yes, we're going. No, I haven't asked for a bit of the garden yet.
Oh, well, if I were you, I'd ask Ben Weatherstaff. He's not half as bad as he looks. Mrs. Craven used to love him when she were alive because he made her laugh. And he were pretty fond of her as well.
Mrs. Craven?
Oh dear.
So, Mr. Craven's married?
Yes, no.
How come I've never seen her then?
Because...
Martha, you know about the garden, don't you? The one that's locked up.
I can't say.
Martha, please. What was so bad that made someone do something like that?
Stop asking questions.
Martha, please. I won't tell anyone, I promise.
Really promise?
Really promise.
Mrs. Medlock had spanked my bottom.
Well, I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Mrs. Craven, well, Mr. Craven's wife. She were very beautiful. And you see, he were madly in love with her. You know, he never even expected to marry.
Why?
Oh, you'll see later. But when she died, Mr. Craven went almost to pieces. Even to this day, 10 years later, he still misses her. The garden were her favourite place. And well, actually, she died in there.
Hello, Martha.
Hello, sir.
What were you talking about?
Martha was just telling me how beautiful the moor is in summer and how fun it is to run through the long grass.
Well, I'm sure it is.
This is Miss Mary, Mr. Craven, sir. Mr. Craven, Mary, this is Mr. Craven.
Thank you, Martha. You may leave us.
Thank you, sir.
Sit down, Mary. Are they taking good care of you?
Yes.
You're very thin.
I'm getting fatter.
Good. So what do you do all day?
I play outdoors. I have a skipping rope and I like to watch things grow in the garden. And I don't do any harm.
Well, I'm sure you don't. Now, as you know, I'm your guardian, though I'm not a very good one. I can't give you much time, I'm afraid, but I want you to be happy. I've been thinking about getting you a governess.
Oh no, please! I'm too old and they're all ugly.
Don't worry. You shan't have one if you don't want one. Some of them can be quite pretty, you know.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Mrs. Medlock.
No. Though I probably won't mention that to her. I met Mrs. Sorby on the moor the other day.
Martha's mother.
Indeed. I thought it rather bold of her to stop me as she did, but what she said is that you needed freedom, fresh air, and the chance to explore. That way you'd become happier and healthier.
She knows a lot about children. She has lots.
Indeed. Which is why I'm inclined to trust her judgment. Now, is there anything you want? Anything at all?
Well,
Please, don't be frightened of me. I want you to be happy.
please may I have a little bit of earth?
A bit of earth.
Yes, to plant seeds in.
Do you care that much about gardens?
Yes.
You remind me of someone else who loved gardens too. You may have as much earth as you want.
Please may I take it from anywhere?
Anywhere you like. Now, I'm going to be going away for a while, so I shall not see you for some time. Goodbye, my little gardener.
Goodbye. And thank you. The magic is in me. It's in every one of us. The magic is in me. It's in every one of us. The magic is in me. It's in every one of us. The magic is in me. It's in every one of us. The magic is in me. It's in every one of us. The magic is in me. It's in every one of us.
You right, Mary?
Yes, I'm fine.
Only I wonder why you wanted to come back to now.
Well, I needed a toilet, and a cup of tea would be nice too.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I think our guests could do with a break too.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking a short 15-minute break. Refreshments are there, toilets are up the hill. Please don't get too confused, and we'll see you later. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Are we ready to go back to the story?
Yeah?
Yes, well, I'm happy to. To be honest, there's parts I'd forgotten.
There's some parts I'd like to forget.
Well, you mustn't forget, Colin. Your memories are part on you, whether they're good or bad.
Let's do it then.
Right, we'll do the chant again. Some people, Harry, I know Harry remembers it, okay? So, the magic is in me, it's in every one of us, okay? 1, 2, 3. The magic is in me, it's in every one of us. The magic is in me, it's in every one of us. The magic is in me, it's in every one of us.
That night, Mary went to sleep with the corners of her mouth curling up into a lovely little smile. And as she slept, she dreamt of beautiful rose bushes blooming in the glorious summer sunshine and of pink and white blossom on trees. She was just starting to dream of Dickon planting poppies when suddenly she heard a cry and crept down the hall.
Are you a ghost?
No, are you?
No. My name's Colin.
Well, I'm Mary. Mary Leonard. I am Mr. Craven's niece.
I'm Colin Craven. I'm his son.
His son?
Come here. Let me touch you. I have such strange dreams sometimes, and I need to make sure that you are real and that I'm not asleep. Oh, you are real.
Yes.
Where did you come from?
From my room. Did they not tell you I was living here now?
They don't tell me anything.
Why were you crying?
Because I'm ill. I'm always ill. If I live, I shall grow up to be a hunchback, but everyone knows I'm going to die.
Have people told you that?
I know I am. And anyway, people aren't allowed to tell me bad things because it upsets me.
If you don't want anyone to see you, why are you talking to me?
Why have I not heard of you till now?
Maybe because I only arrived a month ago.
Where did you come from?
India.
India? Well, you have to tell me about it.
I don't have to tell you anything. But I will if you say please.
What? Oh, very well. Please.
Well, it's very hot. The ladies wear saris and the men wear turbans because they're not allowed to cut their hair. And there are a lot of Rajas.
What are Rajas?
They are boys who are Indian princes. They wear rubies and emeralds and they're really pompous and they talk down to everyone. You would probably be a Raja if you lived in India. And they ride on elephants.
Did you ever ride on an elephant?
Yes, once. My ayah took me out on one.
What's an ayah?
My servant.
And servants too?
Yes.
Do you have servants here?
Martha looks after me, but she's not really a servant. She's a friend servant.
And there's no such thing. Servants are servants.
But they are people also. They have feelings.
My feelings are more important. I'm a hunchback and I'm ill.
Yes, you mentioned that.
What on earth are you doing in here, little get out?
I heard crying and I came to see if I could help.
You came to poke your nose in more like. You were told not to come in here.
Medlock. She's my visitor and I wish her to stay.
I know, Master Colin, but she has no right.
Get out.
But sir, she has no right.
Leave my room immediately or you will find yourself no longer employed here.
Yes, Master Colin.
Does she often barge in like that?
No, and I won't have it. She should know her place.
Does your father visit you?
Sometimes. Usually when I'm asleep. He buys me lots of presents, but he doesn't like seeing me.
Why?
Because my mother died when I was born and I look like her and it upsets him.
Do you have a photograph of your mother?
Yes? It's there.
Why is it face down?
Because I don't like to see it. I don't understand why she died. I think I should not have been ill if she'd lived.
She's much prettier than you, but your eyes are exactly the same.
Put it back!
How old are you?
10.
Of course, because 10 years ago the garden door was locked and the key was buried.
What garden door? What key?
Nothing.
Tell me.
No.
Then I shall have to ask someone else.
No, don't do that. Because it won't be our secret.
Our secret?
Yes. One day, if you were feeling better, we could go out and we could search for the key. And then when we found it, we could slip inside and play and have enormous fun, but no one else would know about it.
Oh, Mary, what a wonderful idea. I've never had a secret before. Do you think, though, when we get inside the garden, it will all be dead?
No, of course it won't. Well, some of it might be, but I bet there'll be a lot of things still alive.
What sorts of things?
Trees, rose bushes, crocuses.
Oh, I've seen crocuses in a book. They bloom in springtime, so they'd be there now.
That's right.
And could we plant new flowers?
Yes.
Oh, but I don't know how.
That's all right. My friend can show us. He's called Dickon. He's 12 and he's Martha's brother. He knows everything about flowers and he knows all about the war too. And he has animal friends.
Animal friends?
Yes. Ponies, rabbits, birds. He talks to them and they all talk back.
Do they go to school with him?
So silly, they're wild. But he makes them understand. He's just wonderful and I know he would help us.
I've got a secret. I've got a secret!
Yes. But I really must be going back to my room now. It's very late.
No, I forbid you to go.
I don't care what you forbid. I'm going. Unless you ask me to stay.
Please stay. Just for a while. I won't be able to sleep if you go.
Perhaps if I sang you a lullaby. My ayah used to sing it to me when I was little and couldn't sleep.
You could try, I suppose, but if I do fall asleep, you will come back, won't you?
Yes. I know. I'll sing Martha's lullaby. Lie down. Where hast thou been
ilkley mor batat. On ilkley mor batat. On ilkley mor batat.
Where has there been since I saw thee? On ilkley mor batat. Where has there been since I saw thee? Where has there been since I saw thee?
On ilkley mor batat. On ilkley mor batat. On ilkley mor batat.
She left the house with a spring in her step and set out for her secret garden.
Morning, Miss Mary.
Morning, Martha. I was talking to Colin last night.
How do you know about Colin?
I heard the crying that you didn't hear, so I went to see where it came from.
Oh. And how long before he threw you out?
He didn't. We talked about lots of things. Dickon, India, gardening. He says he wants me to go and visit him often. Are you all right, Martha?
Aye. It's just the whole world stood in its head for a few seconds, that's all. Does there know magic or something? Because you must have bewitched him.
I think he's a very spoiled boy.
Well, that's like saying snails are a bit slow sometimes.
And he said he was a hunchback and was going to die. Is he?
Well, no, he's not a hunchback yet. They was all worried about him because he had a weak back and because of Mr. Craven being a hunchback and all. So they make him lie down all the time and pamper him. He's been ill a few times, but just with normal childhood things. Mother reckons if they just let him out to stretch his muscles a bit, he'll be fine.
That's really interesting.
Anyway, where are you off to?
I'm going to the secret... The secret sea. It's what I call the moor. It's the sea on land.
Right, well, you have a good time swimming in the ghost. Now, I'll see you later.
Aye, aye, sir. Oh, hello, you. Oh, hello, do you want feeding? Alright. Oh, alright, you hungry thing.
You're here!
I am.
I didn't know if you would come.
How can I stay away with this beautiful garden waiting for us?
Dickon,
Aye?
I think I'm actually happy now. It used to be sad and nasty. Now I know I can feel like this. I don't ever want to feel like that again.
Well, there's no need to. Dad's got this beautiful garden now. And Dad's got friends.
Thank you.
And the animals agree with me, don't you? They say they do.
Will you introduce me?
Aye, this here is Captain, because he thinks he's in charge of the other animals. This here's Suit, because he looks like he's covered in it. And this here is Daisy.
Why did you call Daisy?
I don't know, I ran out of imagination that day. And some new buds have sprung up with overnight rain.
Where?
Just over here, see? Over there.
Oh, wonderful! Hello, new buds. Welcome to the secret garden.
And some new shoots and all.
Hello, new shoots. Any more, Dickon?
Aye, some more here, and over there. You like kissing, don't you?
I like kissing flowers. I've never kissed a person before.
Oh, it's exactly the same. I've kissed Mother many a time after coming in from Moor after a day's roaming, and she's standing at the door looking all glad and happy to see me.
Oh, look, it's the rubbish.
Yes! That mustn't startle him. We must not scarce breathe. Us must keep still and act like us is trees and grass. He's building a nest. Building a nest for when he gets a wife.
But he knows we're his friends.
Aye. But it's different when they're courting. Mother says men go all funny when they find a lady friend.
You mean they tell jokes?
I don't think so now. Now, us must get on with some work. I brought an extra spade so we can both do digging together. It's your garden, you start. Come here.
This isn't how you do it, is it?
It is if you were making soup. You're meant to be digging the earth, not cooking it. Here. This way around like that. Into the soil and out. Right. See you like.
Dickon, do you know about Colin?
What does that know about him?
I've seen him. I heard crying and I went to his room and I called to him.
Aye, I knows about Master Colin. I'm glad that does too. I don't like having to hide things.
Don't you like hiding the garden?
I'll never tell, but I says to Mother, Mother, I've got a secret to keep, but it's not a bad one. Thou doesn't mind, does that? And she says, I've known thee 12 years. I can have all the secrets thou likes. Aye, everyone knows about Master Colin. What he needs is to get out here in garden. I'd take his mind off lumps on his back.
That's what I think too. I told him there was a secret garden, but I didn't tell him that we found it because I don't know if I can trust him yet. I think he'd come outside if he had a reason. It'd be like a big adventure for him.
I can push his carriage. It'll just look like 2 lads and a lass out for a spring walk. And I'll go to the big house and bring one of the animals with me. Ah! Oh, hey up. Robin's back. I think he's found his lady friend. Have you? Ah, see. I knew it. He's blushing.
Don't you think that's just his breast?
Nay! He's in love. Colin must see him. And we mun get him out here. And we mun not lose no time over it.
Aye, we mun not.
Are you trying to talk Yorkshire?
Aye, I is.
'Tis I am. It's an accent, lass. We're not from Mars.
Colin must see thee and Catine and Sue. When go back to house, I'll ask him if I can bring one creatures with thee. Oh, I have to go. I said I'd meet Colin this morning.
Aye. I need to help Mother. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, definitely. Bye-bye, Dickon.
Bye, Miss Mary.
Mary! Miss Mary! Oh, Mary! Excuse me, have any of you seen Mary anywhere? Yeah, well, where did you see her? Which way did she go? She went that way. That's just a wall, though. You can't get through there. Which way did she go?
She went through the door.
She went through the door. Where's she, a ghost? Oh, there she is. Thank goodness. Mary, come quickly.
What is it, Martha?
Oh, it's Colin. Oh, don't worry. There's nothing physically wrong with him. It's just that you said you didn't go and see him when you said you would. And now he's flown into one of his rages. I haven't seen hysterics like this in quite some time. Come on.
I'm sure I'm only a little bit late.
I know, but he's so used to getting exactly what he wants. Mrs. Medlock's gone to get the doctor before he does himself some harm.
I'll do him harm if he doesn't shut up.
Stop
it! Stop it! Do you hear?
I can't.
Yes, you can. This is just hysterics. Hysterics and temper.
You said you'd come.
And I'm here.
You said you'd come earlier.
Is this all just because I'm a little bit late?
Oh, Master Colin,
Get
please
out.
try and
Don't
calm
speak to Martha like that.
She's my servant.
And she's my friend. Martha was concerned for you.
I want her out.
Miss Mary, I think I should probably
No,
go.
Martha, you stay. He has to learn that rudeness doesn't pay.
I hate you. I hate you.
I hate you too, you screaming boy! And if you scream, I'll scream too! And I'll scream louder than you!
Colin! Now, Colin, try to calm yourself. Remember how we talked about breathing?
I can't breathe.
Martha,
you
leave
stupid
us,
man.
please.
Thank you, Mrs. Medlock.
All right, I'll give you a sedative.
Not a sedative he needs, it's a good slap!
You were told not to come in here. Now get out.
Why were you late?
Because I was working with Dickon.
I said get out.
Shut up! I won't let that boy come here if you play with him instead of coming to see me.
If you send him away, I'll never come into this room again!
You have to if I want you to. I'll get them to drag you in.
Right, well, will you, Mr. Spoilt Raja? Well, they may be able to drag me in, but they won't be able to make me talk. I'll sit and clench my teeth and never tell you anything.
Oh, you selfish.
And what are you? Wanting his own way all the time and hurting other people to get it? You're the most selfish boy I ever saw.
Now, Colin, hold still.
I don't want it! And anyway, I'm not as selfish as your fine Dickon. He keeps you playing with him when he knows I'm in here all by myself.
He's like an angel. He's the nicest boy that ever lived.
An angel. He's a common cottage boy off the moor.
Better than a common Raja.
And anyway, I can't be selfish because I've got a lump on my back and I'm probably going to die, aren't I?
Well, I can't be sure.
Show me the lump, then I'll believe you.
No, leave the poor boy alone.
Show her. Show her.
There's not a single lump there. It's just backbone because you're so thin.
There isn't.
There's not a lump as big as a pin. If you ever say there is again, I shall laugh at you.
Do you think I might live to grow up then?
Yes, of course you will, if you stop having these silly tantrums.
I'm sorry, Mary. I will come out into the gardens with you. I'll get Dickon to push my chair. I know I won't hate the fresh air if I'm out there with you, especially if we find a nice place to look at flowers. Tell me again what a nice garden would look like.
Well, I think the roses have climbed and climbed, till they're hanging from the tops of the trees and the walls. The earth is full of daffodils, and the leaves are beginning to uncurl and turn everything to green. It's so beautiful.
She's better than any sedative I've ever given him.
Aye, she's bewitched him. Oh, but there's no denying that's a good thing. You know, I was talking to Mrs. Sorby the other day, and she said that he needs something to look forward to, and getting out in the garden would be a real help.
She's a fine lady, Mrs. Sorby.
Aye, that she is. I went to school with her. She's always had a good head on her. I'm impressed. You did grand. Now let him sleep.
That night, Colin had the best night's sleep he'd had in many a month, now that he was so relieved to know he didn't have a lump on his back after all. And the next morning, for the first time ever, he woke up smiling.
Hello.
Hello. Is Dickon not with you?
Am I not good enough for you?
Of course you are.
He'll be here soon.
Mary, I'm sorry for what I said about sending him away. It's just I've never had a friend before and I was jealous.
I understand. I used to be like that too, till I met Dickon. Colin, can I trust you?
You should be able to. We are cousins.
Yes, of course. I'm going to tell you a secret.
What is it? Tell me.
I found the secret garden.
Time for his feeding. Thought you might wish to do it. Yep. Hold him carefully. Just get me his bottle.
How do I?
Right, you hold the bottle. Here. Look. Pour it in his mouth gently.
When did you find him?
About 3 days ago, I was out on the moor and heard this faint bleating, so I searched behind every gorse bush till I came upon him. He was really cold and he's lost his mother. So I took him on, fed him and wrapped him in his blanket. Now he thinks I'm his mother.
You're going to have to start wearing woolly jumpers and going, bah!
What you daft thing. So, Master Colin, have you planned how we're going to do this?
Well, I was thinking we might as well do it now. Seems it's lunchtime and everyone's busy eating.
Especially the gardeners.
Aye, good thinking. No time like the present to do, say. Now, Master Colin, if you hand the lamb to Miss Mary, I'll get you into your chair. Okay. Right, after 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come here. Get your legs. There you go. Art thou ready?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Let's go then.
Oh, my. Oh, my!
Oh! I won't ask whether that excited. I think I worked that out already.
I want to sing!
Well, let's sing then. On Ilkley Moor Batat, on Ilkley Moor Batat, on Ilkley Moor Batat.
Here we are.
This must be a dream. I'm in the secret garden.
It is not a dream.
It's springtime. And I'm outside. Oh, this is magical.
It is magic. It was magic that showed me where the door was.
Was it like this when you first found it?
Nay. There were weeds everywhere, but Mary sorted most of those out even before I got here.
Colin and I have been getting the ground ready for planting. We've already planted some seeds.
Where? Show me.
Some over there, and some in this box here.
And those there, we didn't plant them. They were already here.
So the garden wasn't dead then?
No.
Aye.
I'm going to see the summertime. And I'm going to see everything grow.
That they will.
But do you think I'll be able to walk and dig?
Of course they will. I've got legs, same as Mary and me.
They're so weak and fragile. I'm afraid to stand on them.
Then we must make thee not afraid.
If thou were a daughter of mine, I'd give thee an hiding. I never liked thee from the first moment I laid eyes on thee, asking questions and poking thy nose in, just 'cause thou wants to know about this place. Thou pale-faced, scrawny...
Stop shaking your fist at me! It was the Robin that showed me where the door was!
I'll shake my fist as long as I like!
Do you know who I am?
Aye, I do. and with thy mother's eyes staring at me from thy face, thou art the poor cripple.
I'm not a cripple. I'm not.
But thou's got a crooked back and all, surely.
He hasn't.
Thou hasn't, no crooked legs neither.
Dickon, help me.
Oh!
Look at me. Just look at me.
He's as upright as any lad in Yorkshire.
Aye, thou is. God bless thee.
Now, I'm your master when my father's away, so come down from there and meet us at the entrance.
Aye, my lad. I mean, yes, sir.
Dickon, is this some of your magic?
Nay, thou's doing thy own magic. I told thee thou could as soon as I stopped being afraid.
Right. I'm going to walk to that fancy-looking hamper.
Oh, all right. Mary, would you help us? But everybody, come on, chant for him. You can do it, Colin. Come on, Colin, we can do it.
on, Colin.
We can do it, Colin. Come on, Colin. Everybody, come on, Colin. Everybody. Almost there. Come on, Colin. Almost there. Really fancy-looking big basket. Come on. Almost there. It's so fancy. Everybody, come on, Colin.
Everybody thought I was going to die. Well, I'm not.
Yay!
I'll die. Never. Thou's got too much pluck in me.
Did you know about this garden with the stuff?
Aye. Was your mother's? She was really fond of it.
Well, it's our garden now, and we're fond of it. I shall come here every day. Mary and Dickon have made it come alive. I will send for you sometimes to help with the garden, but you must come when no one can see you. It is to be a secret.
I've come here before when no one saw me.
What? But how have you done that? The door was locked for the last 10 years.
I didn't come through door. I come over wall. My rheumatics have stopped me this past 2 years.
Well, I did a bit of pruning, didn't I? I couldn't make out how it had been done.
Your mother said to me once, if I'm ever ill or I have to go away, Ben, take care of me roses. So I tried me best for her.
It wouldn't have looked as wick, Master Colin, if Ben hadn't have done it.
I'm glad you did it, Weatherstaff. And thank you. You know how to keep a secret. Now, time for me to trowel.
Aye. Now to Yorkshire, lad, for sure.
It's the magic, isn't it?
Aye, I think that'd be right.
They always called it magic. And as spring turned to summer, it seemed like it were magic that filled the garden. They came every day, and gradually little buds began to spring up, and then fair fresh leaves, and finally flowers of all the colours of the rainbow came up and covered the garden. And then the roses, they came up and joined all the other living things, hanging from walls and trees, long garlands hanging in cascades. It seemed like every hour something new were being born.
I think there must be lots of magic in the world, but people just don't know what it is or how to make it. Dickon, help me. I'm going to tell you all something very important. When I grow up, I'm going to make great scientific discoveries, and these will be about magic. You see, not many people understand magic, except Dickon and Mary a little, because she was born in India. Now, when Mary found this garden, it was quite dead. But then something started pushing things out of the soil and made it come alive. At night, it is quite dark, but something pushes the sun up in the sky each morning. One day, you don't have any friends, and the next day, you've got 3. What makes all of these things happen? Magic. Leaves and trees and birds and friends and everything good in the world is made from magic. I can feel it, making me well, helping me breathe. And I'm going to tell myself every day the magic is in me. The magic is making me strong. And we must all do it. And we can see if it works. And that is my experiment.
In India, the preachers would chant words over and over again, and they would often make things happen.
Well, why don't we try it?
In the temples, they would sit cross-legged.
Let's do that.
All right, okay. Oh, and we've got to include the animals, because they're magic too. Okay.
What happens now, Mary?
First, they would start by swaying backwards and forwards. And then they would chant.
Oh, I'll chant. The sun is shining. That is the magic. The flowers are growing. That is the magic. Being strong is the magic. Being alive is the magic. The magic is in me. It's in every one of us. The magic is all around us. Oh, I just had a thought. When my father comes back and sees how much I've changed, he'll have to believe in the magic too.
Oh, look, it's the robin.
He says, of course, there'll be magic in garden, and he's happy that we're happy. He also says that although he likes us spending time here a lot, would we mind shoving off for a while so we can spend some time with his wife? With respect.
Let's give him some privacy. It's nearly lunchtime anyway.
And so, Colin began to forget that he were a pompous little Rajah, and as the weeks went by, their friendships grew closer, and Colin and Mary grew stronger and healthier.
Mary, I've got something to show you.
Oh, Colin, your mother's photograph, and you're looking at it.
Yes, it doesn't make me angry anymore. I awakened with bright moonlight 2 nights ago, and I could feel magic in the room. So I turned the picture over. And it's almost as if she's laughing because she's really pleased to see me. I'm going to keep her here with us in the garden from now on.
Phil, what's up?
Oh, it's all right. It was just a big spider that made me jump.
Colin, I can do it! I can do it! Let me do it. I can stand on my own.
What's that sound?
Oh, it's Mother! 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 Hello?
Say hello. Come on.
Oh!
Hello. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, hi, lad. You too?
Are you surprised to see me looking so well?
Oh, I, of course. But... Oh, I'm sorry. It's just... I look so like my mother. Made my heart jump for a second.
Do you think my father will like me when he sees me?
Oh, I'm sure he will, lad. He mun come home now. And who's this pretty little thing?
Pretty.
Oh, aye. You weren't when you first come, but you've blossomed along with this here garden. Thou'll grow to be as pretty as a blush rose, my little lass.
Mrs. Sorby, now it's me thinking you're going to say, I was as pretty as a blush rose and all.
I've got an imagination where the staff put it in that vivid.
Oh!
And you kids, I thought little on you when I first saw you. But what you've done with this garden here, it's changed my mind for good.
Do you like the garden, Mrs. Sorby?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It was all Dickon. He knows how to make everything grow.
Oh, what was it that said to me that summer evening in the garden?
All that's got to do to make something grow is be friends with it. Everyone and everything is the same.
Do you think we're all the same, Mrs. Sorby?
Deep down, lad. Aye.
So, Dickon and me, we're the same.
Huh?
In that case, I'm just gone off to talk to some cabbages. and if you see Suit, he's got something to say to you. He's going to poo on your shoulder.
Oh! Get away, you young upstart! I'll have you thrust!
Oh, silly chumps. Anyway, I've got to be off. Your father mun come home now, son. He needs to know your mother's still here. You, home before dark, all right?
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Dickon, your mother's such a lovely lady.
Aye, she's the best in the world. We don't have much money, but we have each other. When you're in trouble, you can't talk to a £10 note, can you?
You really like her, Dickon. Come on, let's get some tea.
So while this wonderful magical garden were coming alive, and 2 children were coming alive with it, a man wandered around strange, faraway places in the beautiful Norwegian fjords. A terrible sorrow had fallen upon him, and had let his soul fill itself with blackness. On the day that Mary had asked for a piece of the gardens, he'd left the house and tried to forget about everything. He travelled for weeks, until he reached a little stream where a terrible tiredness came upon him. He sat down by the stream that ran right through the valley, and he breathed in the peace and the serenity of this beautiful place. For the first time in months, he could think clearly, and his first thought were,
I must go home.
that night, He dreamed a dream that was so vivid, it could have been real. And who knows, maybe it were. And in this dream, he heard his wife's voice calling, Archie, Archie, I'm in the garden, it's so beautiful here. And then he awoke, and he remembered everything. But he also remembered a letter that had been delivered to his villa the previous morning, that he'd yet to open.
Dear Mr. Craven, Miss Susan Sorby, I made bold to speak to you once on the moor. I'll make bold to speak to you again, sir. Please. I would come home if I was you. And if you'll pardon me, sir, I think your wife would want you to come if she was here. Your obedient servant, Susan Sorby. Colin. My son. It's time to go back to Yorkshire.
Mrs. Sorby, do you think my father will ever come back?
Oh, I'm sure he will, lad. Just give him time, all right?
Here's a medal. For you, Mrs. Sorby. If I can get one out.
Because the bushes are so strong, you've grown them well.
From the secret garden.
Oh, thank you, Your Highness.
Oh! Arise, Sir Dickon.
Oh.
And this one's for you, Mary.
And this one is for Colin.
Thank you, Mary.
There's one left on bush, Colin. Who's it for?
Oh, I'm saving that for someone. Just in case.
That's a lovely idea, my lad.
What do we do now, then?
Let's not garden today. Let's play instead.
Let's play running races. The finish line is here, by the secret door.
Who first?
Me and Mrs. Sorby.
Hey, lad, my running days are over. Anyway, I've got to go home and feed kids. Although, say ready, steady, go. Ready, steady, go. Oh, lad, you'll have to work on your speed.
But you cheating.
Not really. You told us where to finish, but you never said where we had to start.
Oh, Mother, you're dreadful. Right, again, Mary, again, Colin. From start to finish. Ready, steady, go!
Father, it's me. I don't need a chair anymore. I can even beat Mary in a race. I'm going to be an athlete.
Come here, my son. This is why you wrote to me.
Of course. I had to see it.
Thank you.
Well, anyway, I must be off. She's still here, you know. She never left.
I know now. Mrs. Sorby.
Aye?
You must come to dinner. You and all your family. And I would like, and if I may, to contribute towards the upkeep of your cottage.
Oh, why? Thank you, Mr. Craven. Well, that's very generous on you.
Oh!
Goodbye.
Father, can you believe it?
Not if I wasn't standing here looking at you.
Mary found the secret door and the key. The robin showed her where it was. You see, the robin lives in the garden, but it's not fledglings now, so it's very busy. And then Mary heard me crying, came and met me, and introduced me to Dickon, who's Martha's brother, knows everything about everything, especially animals and gardening. And then we came here every day without anyone ever seeing us. And I learned how to walk and dig and run, and I don't have a lump on my back, and I'm well, and I'm going to live, and I'm so happy I can't even tell you.
Son, that's wonderful. You might have to repeat some of that later, as you did say that at the speed of a charging rhinoceros.
Do you like the garden, Mr. Craven, sir?
It's wonderful. I thought it would all be dead. Thank you. All of you so much.
Colin, you must tell your father about the magic.
Of course, Mary. Father, do you believe in the magic?
How do you mean?
Well, the magic that made the garden grow again and that brought Mary and Dickon to me.
The magic that makes the sun come up every morning, Mr. Craven, sir, and makes it rain so trees and flowers can grow.
And brings people together. And makes them laugh for no reason. And makes them love each other forever and ever.
Yes. Yes, I believe.
Colin! The last medal!
Of course! Father, I present you with this secret garden medal for coming home to me in the garden.
I'm very honoured.
Father, will you come and play with us here every day?
Son, I'm going to be very busy at home now that I'm back. But yes, I'll come out and play every day.
Right, hide and seek. I'm going to count first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So every day that summer, and every summer after that, they played in the secret garden. Colin grew stronger and fitter, and he even began to lift weights with Dickon.
Ready or not, here I come.
He never spoke of dying again. Dickon continued to be a loyal and generous boy, whose ability to talk to animals never ceased to amaze his friends. Mr. Craven managed to forget the years of darkness and remembered how to live and love again. His bond with Colin grew stronger and deeper. Mary grew up into a strong, happy, confident young lady who were finally able to enjoy the childhood she'd never had. And as for the secret garden, well, it continued to grow and grow. It was loved by those that looked after it, and it loved them in return with the beauty it gave them. So, if ever things go wrong for you, and you forget how to be happy, just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and try to remember the magic of the secret garden. The magic is in me! It's in every one of us! The magic is in me! It's in every one of us! The magic is in me! It's in every one of us! See? It's the most beautiful story I've ever heard. What did you think, Howard?
I have no words.
Oh, first time that's happened in 10 years.
We're glad you liked it. It was nice going back, wasn't it, boys?
Hey, it was funny seeing us as kids again. But sometimes your memories can make you realise how lucky we are to have all these friends and all this beauty around us.
Yes, if you just open your eyes and see it.
And you did, didn't you, Colin?
Oh, we were a right pair of sport brats, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
Thank goodness I grew up to be such a perfect, caring, handsome gentleman.
Aye, thy only fault was modesty.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this year's Misselthwaite Horticultural Show.
Oh. I do actually have one final question before we go. Miss Mary Lennox, would you do me the honour of becoming Mrs. Mary Sorby?
Yes! Yes, I would!
All right, then. Colin, would you be my best man?
It would mean the world to me.
I think I'm going to cry.
Big softy, Francis.
Oh, and what's that in your eye, Howard? Just a wink. Well, that really is the end of our story, which just leaves us with one question. What am I going to call my book?
Oh, there can only be one title, Francis.
The Secret Garden!
Thank you for watching, and please take part in the poll so you can influence the next show. And of course, if you can afford to support our work, then the link to the GoFundMe page is in the description below or above. Have fun and stay safe until the next show. Thank you.